Let me tell you about my storyteller. She's hand sculptured. This is Sarah Poff, the multimedia storyteller, on location today. Roughly 45 years ago, I stood at the knees of my grandmother and listened to her fascinating stories of our heritage and crucial phases of American history, fighting for our initial liberty from England in the Revolutionary War, leaving Virginia for the Southlands, where life began anew, building the churches and communities where our families still worship today, carrying the core values of God, country, and family to new corners. This sculpture represents 10 generations that each strived to enhance their present through honoring the sacrifices of those who paved the way for our continuing freedom. It is built upon a toy rocking chair that was a gift from my grandmother, Effie. The sculpted people are made from model magic. The sculpture is enhanced with dollhouse miniatures. Generation 1, Henry Haynes. He gave supplies to the Revolutionary War troops since he was an older man. Generation 2, John Haynes. He was a middle-aged patriot who fought for American liberty against the Redcoats. After the war, he moved his family south. Generation 3, Phelps Haynes, continued to look for greener pastures in the South, moving the family from Georgia to Alabama, and finally he moved the family to Mississippi in the 1830s. Generation 4, Joel Haynes, another man working to feed his family from the land. Joel was the first generation born in the South. He was born in Alabama. Generation 5, Isham Haynes, took arms with the rebel cause in the Civil War and was instrumental in the founding of Shiloh Baptist Church in Louisville, Mississippi. Generation 6, Martha Haynes Aikens, daughter who championed education and creativity equally in all her children, moving her family closer to town for superior education. Generation 7, Effie Aikens Thompson, the spark that ignited passion for enhancing the present by remembering the past. Effie was a true storyteller and genealogist who nursed the community both in flesh and spirit. Generation 8, Martha Ellen Thompson Tucker, educator of the soul and eternal friend to all who passed her way. Generation 9, Sarah Tucker Poff, passionately working to continue the efforts of the past 300 years, God, country, and family. Generation 10, Mary Ellen Poff Lohman, embracing the lessons learned and ensuring the legacy lasts well into the future. Effie Aikens Thompson, on her final day home before going to the hospital, she said, "Oh, I've got one more story to tell. Let me tell it. This is my whole Thompson family, and there's grandmother Effie. She was always our storyteller, even to the end." Many of Henry and Mary Smith Haynes' descendants spread across the United States. This has been Sarah Poff at multimedia-storyteller.com.